D&D is 50% improv and 50% the players asking silently to their DM. Why are you not Matt Mercer? What's up everybody, it's your boy, Forever DM of G-Town Dragons, here today to talk a little bit about improv. Or as a Malaysian, I like the term goreng. And here to tell you the proper definition of the word goreng, Mr. Low. Goreng is a Malay word for fried or fry. Just like nasi goreng for fried rice and ayam goreng for fried chicken. The Urban Malay Dictionary definition would be to unnecessarily extend, expand, or bullshit. Sample sentence? I only have one bullet point for this YouTube video. I guess I have to goreng. Improv. You all seen it. Whose line is it anyway? We got Dropout TV. We got all these viral YouTube videos talking about improv. You know, improv comedy. And it's basically a bunch of people coming together and making jokes and stories about any situation. Making stuff off the fly, you know, making up characters, making up story. A bunch of people yes-ending for an amount of time. Okay, you know what? That'll be good. Let me do a good example. Ryan. Alejandro. Why won't you love me? Okay. This is okay. Not a very good example, but you get the point. So improv for players are quite common. You know, you're basically making a lot of decisions on the spot and doing a lot of unplanned things. I, for example, is a very low maintenance player. I'm just at the table ready to roleplay my character with my friends. But I can't expect everyone to be like me. Improving for DMs are kind of a double-edged sword. On one hand, you have less prep time and you gotta make things up on the fly. And on the other hand, you have inconsistencies, less of a layered story, and your players going, wait, his name is Korai? I thought it's Cairo. Now, the goreng technique can be really good when you're doing one-shots or you're dealing with players who are just there to take attendance. If you train your goreng enough, you can be super good at freestyling just like Eminem in a rap battle. Super deep, detailed, and well-constructed. So for those who don't know, I do have a background in rap, and I do love my freestyle raps. I find it very similar to when we're doing D&D. So the freestyles are kind of like basically stuff that you already know, stuff that you've been thinking of recently, or stuff that you see around you, you know? So if you minus the rhyming and make it more of a narrative literature work, it kind of makes sense. Okay, so let's do an example of a freestyle monster. I think I did this last time for one of the ridiculous D&D monsters, right?
What's the takoyaki one?
That's right. It was the takoyaki. Yeah, taiyaki. Yes. Okay. Let's use this for example. Is oh. Okay. Okay. So you're going through a forest. There's not a lot of other types of colors here, but you do notice the yellow coming down from a tree of vines. It shimmers in a yellow glow. It doesn't seem like anything at first, but as you approach, there is a sudden stillness in the air. The petals from one of the flowers split into two. Teeth grow from it, and they start chomping at you. Roll for initiative! Okay, maybe not such a good example, but you get the point. So just like freestyle rap, you can call out your DM for being lazy or whatever, but you did choose to sit by the DM's table, so that's kind of on you. But when you're starting out, Google is a very good reference whenever you need, stat blocks and spells. All sorts of things. I remember that my phone used to have so many tabs on it, which was 5e tools, definitely. We have the bestiary, we have items, we have spells, we have donjon treasure creator, we have dice rollers, rule 34, the list goes on. Having the rule books nearby is also a very good idea. Or if you're broke like me, PDF. Improv is a skill, a muscle that you can train, and with enough training, you too can be good at it. Charisma, on the other hand, is a harder stat to increase. I think the key here is balance. Prep enough as your time will allow you to, and then improv whenever you see an opportunity. Don't be discouraged. Play games with your friends. D&D is a collaboration, not a visual novel. Improving can be a little weird because you have inconsistencies lah. There's similar sounding characters. Sometimes you might forget and you'll be like, oh, damn, I thought this NPC was supposed to be here, but apparently it's here now. So you just kind of have to brain that a little bit. I think a good way to do that is back in the days I used to come up with random encounters, and they could be a whole list. Random encounters could be all the way from seeing an item that could be cursed or could be not. Meeting a random NPC. Yeah, so NPCs when you meet could be, doesn't have to be super integrated into the world. It could be totally off the top of your head, random as fuck. So yeah, I think a rule of thumb for this kind of improv would be go freestyle. It doesn't have to be so deep. If you do want it to be deep, then I think you do come up with random encounters whenever you sit for a one shot or you sit for a campaign. The accents do help differentiate the characters that you make, but I think some DMs are not like actors or like voice actors, so it's really hard. But I think even though it's like similar, I think you just maybe write them down, make a little note there, to make sure that high pitch Arnold, and then high pitch but gay, huh? This one will be Cadus or something like that, something. I do prefer over prepping, because that way there will be less time or less space for you to screw up the consistencies in lore and stuff like that. Freestyle, I think, would be more onto whenever the players especially put you at the end of the rope. They've derailed the campaign, like maybe this is the 5th time and you've just kind of like gave up trying to push them in the right direction. I think a lot of YouTubers have also mentioned to make it almost linear, so no matter where they go, they get to the same place anyway. But there will be times where they push it too far, and I think if that's the case, then just make the NPC or wherever they go somewhat connected to the main story. So even if they don't follow the main story, at least there's a story nonetheless. Maybe they will totally destroy the climax of this game, the ending of this story, but I think that's also a cool challenge that I like. I remember running Sanctus and being like, oh no, like I guess we're here now. And I didn't really write for it, but I guess I can kind of take elements from the ending here to kind of push in here, those that make sense. So yeah, that would be a good tip. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down below. Comment down below about your experience in gorenging in D&D. I want to see gorengs down in the comments. Be sure to check out, we got Sonus Factorum live plays on our channel right here. We also have Instagram, where we post our reels and our comedy shenanigans. I look forward to seeing us be weird. And I'll see you dragons next time. Peace. Not gonna cut it.